Looking through the market for the latest upper mid-range to flagship smartphones? Don't know where to start? Well, we have you covered. Hi guys, it's Dwayne here, and for today's video, we have a list of smartphones ranging from 30,000 to 60,000 pesos. As seen on the title, our list covers releases in the Philippines within the third quarter of 2025. That being said, we're going to give a quick rundown of what these devices offer along with their specs. Hopefully, we help you guys make informed decisions and find something for everyone. So, why don't we get right into it? Roll the intro. First on the list is the OPPO Reno14 5G. No sugarcoating, it has an incremental performance increase from its predecessor at best. It does have significantly better results in terms of photography capabilities. Aside from AI-powered features, it has a triple rear camera system. This includes a 50-megapixel main, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and an upgraded 50-megapixel periscope telephoto. For reference, the Reno13 had a 2-megapixel macro instead, so the telephoto is a much appreciated addition. While we're at the front, there's also a 50-megapixel selfie shooter and a 6.59-inch AMOLED screen supporting up to FHD+ resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. Powering this device is a Dimensity 8350 with a storage configuration of 12GB of RAM paired with up to 512GB of storage. In addition, it packs a 6,000 mAh battery with support for 80 watts of fast charging via USB Type-C. This phone ships with ColorOS 15 based on Android 15 out of the box. The OPPO Reno14 5G starts at 31,999 pesos with 256GB of storage. It's also available for 34,999 pesos with 500GB of storage should the viewers be interested. Up next, we have the Honor 400 Pro, which is a generally good pickup across the board if you don't mind bloatware. Having reviewed the phone, we can confirm that it has an excellent display, cameras, performance, and battery life. Recapping specs, it has a 6.7-inch AMOLED screen with up to 1.5K resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. Under the hood is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, making the phone capable of throwing punches with flagship models. For optics, users get a triple rear camera system including a 200-megapixel main, 50-megapixel telephoto, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. There's also a 50-megapixel selfie shooter to help you guys stay social media ready. In terms of battery, this phone has a 6,000 mAh capacity with support for 100 watts of wired fast charging and 50 watts of wireless fast charging. This phone ships with macOS 9 based on Android 15 out of the box. The Honor 400 Pro is priced at 32,199 pesos with a storage configuration of 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. Now we have the fairly fresh Xiaomi 15T Pro, which excels in performance, cameras, and battery life. Plus, the in-box charging brick is back. However, charging rate went down, audio output could use some work, and it isn't too flattering design-wise as per our review. It has a 6.83-inch AMOLED screen with 1.5K resolution and a refresh rate of 144 Hz. It's powered by a Dimensity 9400 Plus with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage, raking up a score of over 2.5 million in Antutu benchmarks. It packs triple rear shooters including a 50-megapixel main, 50-megapixel telephoto, and 12-megapixel ultra-wide. At the front, there's also a 32-megapixel selfie shooter. It also has a 5,500 mAh battery with support for 90 watts of wired fast charging and 50 watts of wireless fast charging. This phone ships with Xiaomi HyperOS 2 based on Android 15 out of the box. The Xiaomi 15T Pro starts at 37,999 with 256GB of storage. It's also available for 39,999 with 512GB instead. Now we have the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE, which is essentially a cheaper Galaxy S25 Plus. For those wondering, the differences between the two offerings are with its chipsets and telephoto cameras. The S25 FE is powered by an Exynos 2400, while the S25 Plus is powered by a Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. That said, while Samsung made this device with the intent to make the experience more affordable, a bump in performance should be expected. Back to its other specs, it has a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display with FHD+ resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. For cameras, it has a 50-megapixel main, 12-megapixel ultra-wide, 8-megapixel telephoto, and 12-megapixel selfie shooter. It packs a 4,900 mAh battery with support for 45 watts of fast charging with its power adapter sold separately. Another advantage this phone has is that it ships with One UI 8 based on Android 16 instead. The Samsung Galaxy S25 FE starts at 39,990 pesos with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. It's also available for 44,990 pesos with 256GB instead. For those curious, its highest storage configuration is actually 512GB of storage that costs 53,990 pesos, which is still very much under budget for the video. On the topic of affordable alternatives, we have the Vivo X200 FE. As per our review, this is a generally well-rounded offering with nods to battery life, cameras, and display. Back to specs, it has a 6.31-inch AMOLED display with a refresh rate of 120Hz and 1.5K resolution. Powering this is a Dimensity 9300 Plus with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. It's no slouch with 1.8 million points as per Antutu and runs everything smoothly. One of the phone's highlights is with its Zeiss-tuned optics. The imaging system consists of a 50MP main, 50MP telephoto, 8MP ultra-wide, and 50MP selfie shooter. Battery-wise, it has a 6,500 mAh capacity with support for 90 watts of fast charging. This phone runs on Android 15 with the FunTouch OS 15 skin on top. The Vivo X200 FE is priced at 44,199 pesos, which we believe is a fair deal for what it offers. Next up is the Nothing Phone 3, which sports flagship-level cameras, a smooth software experience, and the customizable glyph matrix. However, we'd have preferred if it had an LTPO OLED panel and a true flagship chipset like the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or Snapdragon 8 Elite. Speaking of, it has a 6.67-inch flexible AMOLED display with 1.5K resolution and a refresh rate of 120Hz. Under the hood, this phone has a Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 with 12GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. For cameras, the phone has three 50MP rear shooters and a 50MP selfie shooter. As mentioned, it's fairly capable with its cameras, offering sharp detail, good color production, and notable dynamic range. It also packs a modest 5,150 mAh battery with support for 65 watts of wired fast charging and 15 watts of wireless charging. It runs on Nothing OS 3.5 based on Android 15 out of the box. The Nothing Phone 3 starts at 44,999 pesos with 256GB of storage. It's also available for 50,999 with 512GB of storage instead. Moving on, we have the OPPO Reno14 Pro 5G, which is the most expensive iteration under the series. It's a great offering if users are looking for great cameras, display, and performance. However, what irked us was its bloatware, its underwhelming battery life from our benchmark scores, and probably the price as well. Back to its hardware, it has a 6.83-inch OLED display with 1.5K resolution and a refresh rate of 120Hz. Powering it is a Dimensity 8450 with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. Optics consist of a triple rear 50MP camera system and a 50MP selfie shooter. The imaging system also benefits from OPPO's AI suite of features tailored for photo editing. Going back to battery, this phone looks really good on paper. It has a 6,000 mAh capacity with support for 80 watts of SuperVOOC fast charging and 50 watts of AirVOOC wireless charging. Sadly, it only managed to pump out 11 hours and 32 minutes in our PC Markwork 3.0 battery life test. Viewers should keep this in mind if they're interested in the phone. That said, the OPPO Reno14 Pro 5G is priced at 47,999 pesos and will ship with ColorOS 15 based on Android 15. Next, we have the HUAWEI Pura 80, the base model of Huawei's flagship line tailored for photography. Given its reputation, expect top-tier cameras and a unique and flattering design. However, being a Huawei global release, this device won't support the 5G connectivity standard. It sports a 6.6-inch LTPO OLED display with 1.5K resolution and a refresh rate capped at 120Hz. Powering this is a Kirin 9010S chipset with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. For cameras, it has a 50MP main, 12MP telephoto, 13MP ultra-wide, and a 13MP selfie shooter. It also has an additional 1.5M spectral channel ultra chroma camera for better color reproduction. The device packs a 5,170 mAh battery with support for 66 watts of wide fast charging and 50 watts of wireless charging. The HUAWEI Pura 80 retails for 47,999 pesos and runs on EMUI 15. Last but certainly not least, we have the HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro. It offers great camera performance, good battery life, and notable audio output. But again, no 5G. It boasts a 6.8-inch LTPO OLED panel with 1.5K resolution and a refresh rate of 120Hz. Under the hood, it's powered by a Kirin 9020 with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. For optics, it offers a 50MP main, 40MP ultrawide, and a 48MP macro telephoto. It offers the same spectral channel ultra chroma sensor as well as a 13MP selfie shooter. The Pro model also has a 5170mAh battery with support for higher charging speeds. This includes 100 watts of Wi-Fast charging and 80 watts of wireless charging. The HUAWEI Pura 80 Pro is priced at 59,999 pesos and will ship with EMUI 15 as well. That should be it for this quarter's list of smartphones ranging from 30,000 to 60,000 pesos. All things considered, no device is perfect, but we hope we've helped bring you the experience they offer before you can make a purchase. So, did anything catch your eye? If so, please feel free to let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future uploads. You can also feel free to follow us on our socials via Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Or better, check us out at yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Dwayne, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.